Monster as we head out to our Village Inn hotline right now. We've got a special guest to talk NFL. And tell you what, his old team, I'm telling you, you didn't think at the beginning of the season that they would be undefeated and playing this well. But the Denver Broncos are looking really tough right now.
Yeah, 5-0. Can't beat that.
I'm sure Terrell Davis has a lot to say on that, plus everything else going on in the NFL right now. Terrell, good to have you back on in El Paso. And did you expect the Broncos to be undefeated after 5 weeks of the season?
I did, but maybe it was more just my heart feeling that way than anything else. But I guess it's interesting the way they're winning games. It's not what I guess Gary Kubiak and it's not the way I think he felt they would be winning games right now. But their defense is playing great. They're 5-0, and they have a lot of room for improvement. So I think I think they're pretty happy with that.
I think what impresses me the most right now about watching Manning is he doesn't look like he did a couple of years ago when he first joined Denver, but they don't need him to be that right now. You talked about the defense. That's been good enough, and that offense, hey, there's enough weapons to produce, and as long as he stays healthy and has time to throw the football, Peyton Manning can still pick you apart.
Yeah, but I think it's, we were asked this question probably week one about sort of the concern that I had for this Broncos team, and then of course they won against the Ravens. But after that, you start to wonder, is this just because they're transitioning from where they were with Peyton Manning to this new offense? And I thought that would have been a 1 or 2 game deal, but it looks like Peyton is not quite his old self, and I don't know if this offense that we all thought was going to be zone runs with bootlegs and, high volume passing or quality passes down the field. It didn't seem like that turned out to be that way. Now it's sort of a hybrid offense where they're trying to do some of the stuff that Peyton did before and try to mix it in. But it's just the offensive line is a concern right now. There's not a lot of room to roam as a runner. Obviously Peyton's arm doesn't look, he's never had a strong arm, but it looks real weak now. And it's just like he's turned the ball over quite a bit. He has 6 touchdowns, 7 picks. So there's some room for concern. But I guess the good news is that if you're a Broncos fan, is that they have plenty of time to try to get things fixed. And because they have to, in order to try to sustain the way they're winning, they have to get that offense to sort of match that defense.
Hey, Terrell, let's talk about another team that's 5-0, the Cincinnati Bengals. How impressed were you with that victory yesterday over the Seahawks?
The fact that they won, I think it's 2 parts. Not only that they won, but how they won, I was impressed with, because I didn't think they had a chance at beating Seattle, because I said, this team facing Seattle, that would have given them a great test, and typically Seattle, if they're up like that in the game, they're not letting you come back. And you got to give Andy Dalton credit. He fought back. He had a rushing touchdown, made some critical throws during that game. When the moment was big and the pressure was on, he was able to drive his team down the field and score a touchdown, or I think they kicked the field goal at that point, and put his team in position to go into overtime where they won it. So, man, he's playing great. And a lot of people aren't using his name or throwing his name out there when you talk about league MVP, but I think you got to include him. I know everybody says Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, but I think Andy Dalton is definitely playing as well as those other 2 guys to be in that conversation.
Terrell Davis with us right now on our Village Inn hotline as we continue here on Sports Talk. Yesterday, the Patriots do it again. I know Dallas is depleted. I get that. And they're missing pretty much all their offensive weapons, Terrell. But every week, New England really does look like the class of the league right now. And it's just kind of scary to see this team and think what's going to happen in the next 8 or 9 weeks as they just continue to roll a little bit more. They're still, I think, the team to beat in the league.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people are saying the Packers are the best team. And I say the team that comes off the Super Bowl, number one, to me, has a slight edge because they've just proven that they're the best team. And they haven't had a huge drop-off on defense. You thought that no Browner, Revis was not there anymore. They had a massive turnover in the secondary. They're playing a lot of new players and young players, and they're still playing extremely well. They're one of the teams on defense as far as sacks. They're getting contributions from a lot of different players over there, and it's amazing. I mean, we keep talking about Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and how they're able to keep doing what they've done for 15 years, and to play as consistent as they've been. And I mean, they don't skip a beat. That's just impressive, man. So yeah, I think New England is the best team in the league, right now. But we'll see. We'll see how things plan out.
Well, Terrell, let's talk about the team. They destroyed the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, they need some type of spark in the offense. Do you think this is the next week they bring in Matt Castle and start him? Because they need some type of spark in that offense.
Yeah, they have a bye this upcoming week, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Yeah, I think you have to make the switch. It's no indictment on Brandon Whedon. He is what he is. He's a backup quarterback, and most guys are just sort of built to come in there and hold things together for a short span. But the fact that he had so many pieces already missing around him, you made his job doubly hard. You don't have Des Bryant. You're missing. I think Wheaton is. The tight end. I can't remember. This blows my mind. Skip up my mind right now.
Jason Witten.
Jason Witten.
Yeah.
He's been banged up a little bit. So to ask Brandon Wheaton to come in there and hold things together and try to lead this team to victories, I think was already going to be a hard sell. But you got to see what Matt Castle has in him. You got to find out if he can spark this team and give them a victory, because right now they're on a 3-game losing streak, and they've got to try to figure this thing out.
Terrell, tell us, as far as running backs go in the game today, who do you enjoy watching the most?
That's a great question. Yeah, I like them all. I really do. I don't have one. I mean, Adrian Peterson would be the guy that whenever he plays, I really like watching him. I like a guy like Matt Forte. I like his style. He's one of the very good running backs. Of course, Jamal Charles and Marshawn Lynch when he's healthy. He's fun to watch. I'm starting to like some of these younger backs now, like Devontae Freeman. I like his running style. He's exciting to watch. Of course, like Todd Gurley. I enjoyed watching him the couple of games I've seen him playing. So, yeah, I mean, I think all backs are different. There's no guy that I watch that I say, he reminds me of me or anything like that. But just because I'm a back, I enjoy the different running styles and what they bring to the table.
Hey, Terrell, if I was a Seahawk fan, how concerned would I be at them being 2-3 right now? They haven't won a game on the road.
I think you have to be concerned, but their next game they have Carolina at home. Of course, Carolina's undefeated, and it's another chance for them to try to get right. It's a game that if they win now, anything can happen. They can spark a nice run like they did last year. This team went on a tremendous run toward the end of the year last year, so they've been there before. They started off slow last year, and we saw what happened to them. So I wouldn't be overly concerned. But the fact that this team can't seem to win on the road would be a bit of concern to me. But, they have a home. They get a chance to get right, get some home cooking, and hopefully that can spark and get them ready to play the second part of the season.
Baltimore, Kansas City, New Orleans, San Francisco are all 1-4 right now, Terrell. Of those teams, do you see any of them being able to rebound and try to salvage this thing?
1-4 is just a tough start. That really is. I keep saying Baltimore for some reason. I'm just maybe I've been sold on Baltimore so long that it's not a matter of if they rebound. It's kind of a matter of when. And I've seen them do it before. So I would say that would be the team that I still would say be careful, because I think they're still dangerous. I definitely think Joe Flacco is capable. I know that Justin Forsett has played well. So, their defense used to be one of the best defenses in the league, and I still believe in their linebacking core. I know Terrell Suggs is injured, but I still think they're a very good team that at any minute could get right and pose a problem for any team. So I'd say it's probably the Ravens. And it's probably still in the division they play in as well, kind of adds to that. They can probably put themselves back in the conversation.
Well, Terrell, we appreciate the time, as always. Thanks for giving us the lowdown on the NFL, and we'll look forward to having you back on the show here throughout the season.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Terrell.
All right.
It's Terrell Davis here on Sports Talk. Interesting that he picked Baltimore because I watched that game yesterday, and I watched John Harbaugh and his reaction, and he just right now seems to be kind of searching for answers, like a lot of coaches are when you're dealing with a 1-4 football team after 5 weeks of the season.
And especially the way they lost in overtime, it's something that they need to adjust. But of all of them, I agree with him. I think Baltimore's the one that can come back because they've been there before. They've gone all the way to the Super Bowl. At least they have all their weapons still there. So I think all they have to do is win a couple of games and they can be on track.
San Francisco will drive you crazy, right? It looked
don't get me started on the 49ers.
Just when you think they have a game wrapped up, they let the Giants march right down the field and get themselves that game-winning score, that unbelievable catch. So, yeah.
Especially with how good Kaepernick played last night. Disappointing loss for the 49ers, without a doubt.